A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon keep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock myself?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The dungeon labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
Presentation.
All right.
One final time in the regular season, it's time to go racing. The Max v CNC Home Designs Truck Series, it's the Twisted Designs 134. And tonight it's on the 3/4 mile Richmond Raceway. For the 5th time in series history, Richmond has been on every single season calendar and twice in 2024 with Max V. And tonight it hosts the regular season finale of 2025 season number 2. Howdy, folks. It's Tommy Cook, and it is Joshua Motichek, partner. Welcome to Richmond Raceway. Short track racing to settle the regular season, and still some things to be decided here this evening.
Oh, yeah. There's still plenty up for grabs. A lot of wild still on the board. 3 spots remaining outside of the cut line. So it's definitely going to be an interesting night for sure.
Let's go and take a look at the point standings coming into tonight. Now, there is something to point out, and we'll do that right now. You see James Lehman in 7th. We've mentioned it a couple of times, but just to be clear, this has been the rule all along, that drivers that have started 10 races and have won a race will be locked into the postseason. This is James Lehman's 10th start this evening. He's here. As long as he takes the green flag, he is in. Despite being outside, I think he's 14th in the points coming into tonight. Could very well have ended up above the cut line naturally. But James Lehman will be in the postseason no matter what. The only other drivers that this would affect have not started 10 races. Charlie Widener has won a race, but he has not started 10 races. C.J. McLaughlin has started 6 races. And one other driver, Joshua Motichek, well, he's only started 1 race. So that does not affect any of them. It only affects James Lehman, essentially. 56 points for Billy Baumgartner above the cut line, 26 for Joshua Fracker at the cut line. I mean, these seem like comfortable numbers, but it's short track racing. There's drop races in there. Nothing is decided at this point.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, nothing is decided. Still plenty left for grabs, and tonight, this track specifically is definitely one that will provide a good shakeup. I mean, I'm sure you remember running here last season and spring season. Lots of shakeups. Saw guys at the front of the field that we hadn't seen all season long, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yep, we are getting ready to rumble here as qualifying is now officially underway. We'll see what's shaking out there on the track. Only one repeat winner here in the past. James Lehman has 2 victories. Got his first victory with the Max v CNC Home Designs Truck Series back in 2024, race number 1. and is also the defending race winner. Scott Patton snuck one in the middle of those two races. Some times being put up on the board. Scott Patton is on the top right now. And James Lehman across the line is fourth quickest. We jump back to Brad Slagle. 20 times already up on the board, and Slagle will clock in now 15th out of 21. Looking for some drivers around that cut line. Joshua Fracker is one that comes to mind, and I want to get your thoughts here halfway through qualifying. Fracker is fighting for a berth in the postseason right now. Of the drivers that are locked in, who has got the momentum at this moment in time to go for the chip?
I mean, honestly, as much as I want to see, some of the previous season regulars like last season's champ Floyd or Justin Michael or Scott Patton, I would love to see either Nathan Carroll or Jared Wishon make that charge. I mean, they've been in the top 10 most races, lots of very good podiums as well, especially for Jared Wishon. So I would like to see either of them be able to be in this mix.
Now, what we just saw, speaking of Nathan Carroll, he's going to pull a Carl Edwards here. He spun out, coming to the green in turn number 4, but just came up a foot short of the line. So that lap doesn't trigger, and he should be able to get a qualifying lap in here. Only one lap qualifying in Max V. So that was a crucial stop for the 63 truck. See if he is able to get... I mean, Nathan Carroll, talking about his season, only 3 finishes outside of the top 10. He's only got the 1 podium, but man, he has been ultra consistent this season, as we got a lot of Nathan Carroll fans in the chat. And what do you know? Carroll fastest in practice now is on the outside pole. Tonight could be the night for Carroll's big breakthrough here on the short track. A couple of other drivers posting times. Ryan Nardone just needs a solid run tonight. He clocks in 13th. Nobody else out on the track at the current moment. With about a minute to go, we want to welcome in everybody to the Twisted Designs 134 here this evening and Turn 200's coverage of the Max V C&T Home Designs Truck Series. 5 more races after tonight. We'll hope you'll join us for the postseason. Hello to Twisted Drifter, Lisa Carroll, Robin Motichek, Daniel Carroll, and appreciate anybody else that's hanging out with us here this evening. I know we had some links getting shared around earlier tonight, so I want to say hello to anybody that may be watching us from wherever you are, with a lot on the line this evening. I think David Rigsby was the one that was sharing the links around, so if we've got any 333 fans in the house tonight, drop us a chat. Rigsby right now tentatively 21st, as I don't think we're going to see any more qualifying action out on the circuit. So we will roll to the green with what we've got here in just a few moments' time. The final race of the regular season of 2025, season number 2 for the Max V C&C Home Designs Truck Series for the 5th time in series history. It's here at Richmond Raceway. On the pole, what do you know? Last week's race winner looking for his 5th win of the season. Oh, actually, I got that wrong. I'm so sorry. It's Scott Patton on the pole. Patton, a previous winner here. He has won here at Richmond before. He takes his 12th career pole in the Max V C&T Home Designs Truck Series. His 2nd of the season. Boy, he needs some momentum headed into the postseason. This could be a shot in the arm for him here tonight. Then it's Nathan Carroll on the outside pole. Row number 2 on the inside. Then is Justin Michael, last week's big race winner, against Dakota Floyd. They line up side by side in row number 2. Parker Donaldson, great qualifying run for the 74. You can tell that Wildish Motor Ventures has put in some practice this week. Donaldson lines up 5th to the inside of the defending Richmond winner, James Lehman. Greg Mall and Jared Wishon. Bridesman again last week. He'll start in the 8th position this evening. Kyle Stewart, Joshua Fracker, 2 drivers above the cut line. They just need a solid run tonight to make it into the postseason. Rob Haynes and Tyler Hessling back in the lineup tonight, starting in the 12th position. Run number 7 is Ryan Nardone on the inside of Jack Watts. Watts similarly just needs a good run this evening. Gino Morrow back there in 15th to the inside of Greg Parmalee back in the lineup this evening. It is Brandon Groover, also back after a couple of weeks off in the 41 truck. Brad Slagle to his outside. Tyler Granat and Logan Murray. Your top 20 starters, David Rigsby and Zachary Groover on run number 11. It's Trent Drum and Will Kirk, also back this evening for the first time in a number of weeks. He'll start in 24th. Gary Offit and Heath Smith on row number 13. Row number 14 is Mike Milfelt on the inside of Billy Bumgarner. Alex Howland needs something to happen tonight to have a shot to make the postseason, but he has been very solid the last few weeks. He starts to the inside of Kerry Cleaver. Rob Martin, shotgun in the field, 31st and final starting position. It is a beautiful evening here in Richmond, Virginia. As we take a look at the weather conditions under the lights, well, we would love to anyway. 84 degrees, the track temperature. And what do we got for the race notes here, Mr. Joshua Motichek, as these trucks continue to roll?
Man, really loving the cooler track temperatures as we get further along in the season. 3 extra sets of tires tonight. Those are going to be very valuable. This track does like to chew into tires a good bit. No fast repairs. Incident limits do stand as normal. 16 incidents is a drive-through. 21 is a disqualification. 70% fuel should put the fuel window around lap 80 if I had to take a guess. I didn't do any testing, so that's just a shot out there in the dark. 134 laps is the full distance, so should put the stage brake at the end of lap 40.
Stage will come up here pretty quick as the pace truck is going to hang a left. The final race of the regular season for the Maxey CNC Home Designs Truck Series. Twisted Designs 134 is green at Richmond.
Even getaway out front. Carroll looking to hang on to this second spot.
But he's backing up
Carroll
quickly.
gonna check up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Michael,
Lehman's loose.
man, all jammed up behind Nathan Carroll there as he is under fire from Dakota Floyd. Floyd going to sneak to the inside here and try and take third. Meanwhile, Pat will lead the opening circuit. Carroll still fighting to retake third with Parker Donaldson riding back in fifth. James Lehman with some handling woes early. He's dropped back to the 7th position. Kyle Stewart up to 8th on Jared Wishon. One thing we didn't mention in the intro just a moment ago was the caution counts. They have varied wildly here at Richmond. Of course, we know we're guaranteed one caution. We've had as few as 3 and as many as 14 here on the short track. Honestly, either direction wouldn't shock me as we've got a mix-up down the backstretch. One around, it's David Rigsby. And the caution is out here on lap number 4. Spoke that one into existence, I'm afraid. As we will go in search of what kicks this one off. Here's Rigsby in the 333. A little bit high there on exit. And as he is trying to steer this truck away from the outside wall, it's going to get out from underneath of him. Just a little bit of a helping hand from Will Kirk. Not really anything that Kirk could have done, though. And that will finish Rigsby off. And you see just about half, maybe not even half, maybe 40% of that truck is still on the racing surface. And that will trigger the caution from iRacing. iRacing cautions at a number of different tracks have proven to be wildly inconsistent of late. And that is definitely one, especially in the very tight confines of the backstretch of Richmond, that's one that probably should be thrown just about every time. So good to see that it is working. Unfortunately, that probably is not going to be our last one of those for the night, so that could very well trigger quite a few cautions this evening if I had to guess.
Yeah, watching Nathan Carroll slip back a couple spots on that start. I don't want to say it's not surprising, but if you think back to the spring season, he was the very first truck to lose it into the inside wall off of turn 2. So definitely, I feel like a very careful first run for Nathan Carroll for sure.
Let's take a look at this quickly here. Carroll, I mean, Floyd backs it up, way up. And Carroll just being kind of cautious there is just outgunned at the front of this field, and Floyd will take that run and slip it underneath the 63 truck. So that puts Carroll back to 4th. Greg Mall just had overtaken Parker Donaldson for the 5th position at the time of the caution. So Donaldson will be back to 6th. That'll be a little bit of a reprieve for James Lehman as well, who we've mentioned a couple of times is a 2-time and defending Richmond winner in the series. It's the only track in the league that he's won at more than once. Got off to a rocky start, but certainly not one that you can't overcome. Only 7 laps into a 134-lap race here on the short track. Well, kind of poor timing, but hello to David Rigsby, who chatted before the race, and Chris Surgeon is hanging out with us here this evening as well. He's headed to see Ole Miss this weekend. It's very cool. We'll see you back on track next week. In the meantime, though, it's the classic Scott Patton versus Justin Michael at the front of this field. Patton finally shedding that big bad streak, if you will, of finishes with a couple of good runs the last couple of weeks. He would love to get back on the top step before the postseason. So we're back underway here on lap 8.
Patton with a good jump. The outside got a great run down the front stretch, but Carroll is struggling now.
Carroll got a big
Justin
piece of the
Michael
wall there.
To the inside of Patton for the lead, off of 4.
Michael uprooting his teammate at the stripe. Give it to Michael by a whisker, but he's still not clear on Patton, who's going to try and rally around the outside. Meanwhile, behind them, Dakota Floyd, Greg Mall, nearly side by side for 3rd. Mall sported some unusual colors. We'll take a better look at that scheme here in a moment, but that is the 7 truck. Closed it up to the reigning series champion.
Your leaders here still side by side. Patton making that outside work. Not sure how long those tires are going to hang on up there, though. Oh, Michael with a little twitch off of the corner. Michael with an advantage here off of 4. Patton still has a nose to the quarter.
These two just will not get off of one another. Patton again going to try and surge down the back stretch, a little wiggle, and that is going to get Justin Michael clear.
Patton going to nose in and get to the inside quarter.
Yeah, the inside might be the place you want to be. Patton will try his luck again down low. Michael not given a choice. Greg Mall, in the meantime, has gotten himself clear for 3rd. Floyd is back to 4th, and now he's under fire from James Lehman. As Michael able to get himself free from Patton for the moment. Here's a look out the windshield to James Lehman, who's gotten Dakota Floyd to his outside. Greg Mall firmly in the crosshairs in front of him.
Floyd still hanging on to that quarter panel by a thread. Now, if Floyd's not careful, he could get caught out and have Nathan Carroll underneath him as well.
So Lehman on the move, up to 4th. Mall, Patton, and Michael all well within touch. They're all within a second of one another as they go here on lap 16, chasing the stage at the completion of lap 40.
A little further back, Jared Wishon now looking underneath Parker Donaldson.
Donaldson slipping back just a little bit as Wishon, man, loses the nose up the track, nearly into the door of the 74. Wishon running right where he started this race, trying to overtake for the 8th position. You could tell by the interviews week to week, it seems like he never leaves the podium. It's starting to weigh on him a little bit that he hasn't got that final interview at the end of the night. He wants to win, and he's just keeps getting close.
Yeah, he's got the speed, got the momentum. Just can't find that last straw to nail it in.
I do want to point out as well for the sound quality, for some reason in iRacing, is shot right now. It sounds like some of these trucks are running at about 12,000 RPMs, and that is just not the case. And that's not just a me thing. Other people are noticing that as well. So, not sure what to do about that. Hopefully, it doesn't interrupt your enjoyment all that much of this race. And definitely the recommended thing might be to just put it on mute, since I'm the one that's talking most of the time anyway. That might really drastically improve the enjoyment level of the broadcast. Here's Lehman going to work on Greg Mall for 3rd.
Oh, Mall gets up into the wall. That's going to give basically Lehman free reign to the inside.
Yeah, that
and
was,
he will solidify that spot.
Swiftly decided there for the 50. Lehman is through to 3rd, and now 1.4 seconds behind Justin Michael. Half a second up the road is Scott Patton for 2nd. Look at this mess. From Joshua Fracker on back, they are pack racing. From 12th down to 19th. They're all right here. And some playoff implications in here as well, as Kirk is threading the needle up the middle to the outside of Tyler Granat. Brandon Groover gives way. Heath Smith is in this mess. Jack Watts just up the road in the 13th position. Again, most of the battles are comfortable right now. Plus 26 was the margin at the cut line. That doesn't mean that these drivers aren't going to be fighting. You never know what's going to happen here in 134 laps at Richmond. Watson, Gino Morrow. Morrow coming off of his worst career finish last week. It was 7th. He's really been lighting it up in Max V since he joined about a month ago. Back in the 13th position at the moment, as I think we got a problem with Zachary Groover. He was just off in the grass down the front stretch. Quickly take a look at this. He's just going to get loose and do a little landscaping there. The Cookout 400 logo getting a little extra striping. No harm, no foul. Groover will have 15 laps to try and hang on to a spot on the lead lap before the stage break comes out. Justin Michael continues to lead. Patton is trying to close back in, and in fact, he has closed back in by a fair amount. Only 4/10 back from the leader. Patton will be bringing James Lehman. The Bandit Motorsports trifecta converging at the front of the field. As, a couple of lap trucks and Justin Michael have hit the wall down the backstretch. I believe that's going to be Rob Martin. Just sliced down a piece of the wall in two. Oh, and he did it again. Oh, and Greg Mall got a piece of the wall in the back of the shot as well. It's going to upset Justin Michael.
Patton.
Here comes Patton. Oh, man, that was... You don't get much closer than that without just getting hooked. It encumbers the exit for the 87, and Patton, he's all over it.
Oh, Patton a little loose. That's going to cost him that inside line.
So a little tank swap there. Michael in the past, I mean, he's not had a win here at Richmond before in the league. He struggled with the handling on this truck over the course of the long run. That could be coming to play here early. 11, make it 10.5 laps to go in the stage. Lehman now through on Rob Martin, and Lehman will add himself to the mix here. Dakota Floyd, Greg Mall, the top 5. Carroll, Stewart, Wishon, Donaldson, Haynes right now in the stage point positions. Zach Magris in the chat. Great to see Parker Donaldson running in the top 10. Yes, indeed it is. A little bit further back, Gino Morrow, Rob Haynes battling side by side for 11th. As Ryan Nardone is up to 10th. Haynes starting to drop back a bit.
Oh, Patton almost with a bumper.
Might start to get a little bit impatient. I mean, all 3 of these guys know now that they'll be postseason racing. The top 2 in particular have known that they're going to be doing that for a while.
Patton with the dive to the inside.
Patton's trophy hunting. He wants to lead the last lap, and he wants to lead every lap between now and then, and he is getting after it here to the inside of Justin Michael.
Now, Patton has been running a little bit of a high diamond through 1 and 2. Now being on that bottom, not going to be able to run his primary line. And these 2 being door-to-door is just going to open the window wide open for Lehman to catch up.
Oh,
Lehman into the wall.
Wobbles up into the wall down the backstretch.
Justin Michael defending very beautifully on this top side, and he's going to re-solidify that lead.
So Michael, if anything, is scrappy. He is going to make Scott Patton work for it in the Stone River Outfitters Chevy Silverado. Take a look a little bit further back. Nathan Carroll is making a move to the inside of Greg Mall to try and retake 5th. Carroll had great pace in practice. Short run, long run, you name it. He's been taking care of his tires, seemingly coming to the end of the stage here. He will take over the 5th position. 3 to go till our guaranteed caution. Can Patton find any way to get through on Justin Michael? Three-quarters of a mile until the stage break.
Patton's going to make a move. He's going to have to do it down into turn 3.
Little out to in action, looking for a run down the back stretch. Don't think he quite has enough of a run. Oh, little bumper though. The door is open just a crack, and Patton is going to power underneath of Justin Michael, but Michael will hang on. Justin Michael takes the stage win. Scott Patton in second. James Lehman in third, but not by much. Dakota Floyd caught him rapidly at the end of that stage. It's not like Lehman dropped back. Floyd just caught up. Carroll in 5th, Mall, Stewart, Wishon, Morrow, and Nardone will take home the stage points. So, we'll take a look at pit stops, and then we'll take a look at the points entering the night and see if we can shore up a couple of things. One thing's clear. Justin Michael led the most laps in that stage and won the stage. I'm not sure he's the best truck right now. Still a lot of racing left to go. But Michael will win the race off. Patton comes out second, gives him a little love tap. Dakota Floyd out third, Nathan Carroll fourth, Greg Mall fifth, James Lehman down to sixth. Stuart Wishon, Nardone, and Morrow, the top 10. Parker Donaldson will fall down to 11th. All right, let's quickly take... No, we're not going to take a look because Justin Michael is dropping through the field, and that is usually a pretty good indication that he's been speeding. Uh-oh. Well, that really adds to the workload. Oof. All right, let's take a look at this very quickly. I think it's fair to say drop races factor into this. I think Billy Baumgartner is in. And Ryan Nardone scored a stage point there. That puts him plus 50. I believe that Ryan Nardone is safe as well. So that leaves Stuart Watts and Fracker versus essentially Zachary Groover and Alex Howland. Neither of which scored stage points there. I don't want to call anything officially because that is not what we are here to do. We are not speculators. But those are some pretty comfortable numbers for Kyle Stewart, Jack Watts, and Ryan Nardone. Or rather, for Joshua Fracker as well. I'll tell you this much. Very quietly, Joshua Fracker, he's been fast all season. He really was having a hard time, whether it was his fault or not, keeping his nose clean at the beginning of the season. That nose has been a lot cleaner these last 6 to 8 races, and the results have been there. Fracker could have a Jack Watts-style run in the postseason. I think it's very likely. We'll see what kind of momentum he can carry after a race tonight at Richmond into the postseason, if indeed he can hang on to that 12th and final position. But meanwhile, back to the task at hand. The Twisted Designs 134, working our second caution of the night. It's for the stage. It's Scott Patton now will inherit the lead after the stage winner, Justin Michael, is caught speeding on pit road. Michael going to restart all the way back in the 27th position. All 31 drivers are still running. 29 of them are on the lead lap. Patton will now retake the lead where he started this race. Dakota Floyd not going to be to his outside. Nathan Carroll and Greg Ball on row number 2. Lap 46 on the board for driver 46 as James Lehman is way off the pace down on the bottom of the track. I'm going to say he started in the wrong gear. He plummets through the field.
Oh, round he goes.
Oh, dear.
Caution gonna come out. Lehman able to avoid contact, but full 360 there into turn 1.
That's a strange one for sure. Let's take a look at this. I mean, let's get this out of the way right away. We'll see if there's a big stack up. It does kind of look like they are going to get stacked up here. Oh, no, Lehman is definitely in the wrong gear. That trips up Wishon and Morrow. A couple of other drivers. Looks like Tyler Hessling jumping out of line there. And then Lehman, is just going to loop it around. Let's back this up once again. And again, we're having it. I mean, iRacing is having audio issues right now, so I'm not sure this is going to tell the whole story, but we'll give it a shot. I don't know what to make of that.
My audio currently seems to be functioning okay.
Yeah, mine is as well, and I'm just completely confused about what happened there.
I think he might be having some hardware issues with a shifter.
Okay. That would make sense. Because he pushed...
That's the only thing
pushed down the gas in first gear and then immediately hooked that thing left. And that's the good thing that he did there. If he decided to go right instead of left, first of all, would have caused a crash. But anybody that passed him on the inside before the start-finish line would have gotten a penalty. And those penalties don't get clear. So that was good thinking by James Lehman to get down to the bottom of the track. Nobody should have a penalty for any sort of contact there.
As far as him rolling down into turn 1, it sounds like he is in third gear and clutches in, tries to shift, and can't get it into fourth. And when he lets back out on the clutch in third, it just loops.
It's strange. I mean, yeah, he's definitely, 8,600 RPM there. Able to get it downshifted, but, he cannot grab that higher gear. That's a weird one. We'll go doubled up now for the restart.
Only other person I have ever known to have shifter issues that look like that is my very own teammate, Austin Holofield.
Oof. Patton and Floyd will give it another shot. Carroll and Mull, Stewart and Nardone. Now the top 6 as we're back underway.
Good start for Floyd up top. Gonna look to see if he can roll around the top of 1 and 2.
Better start for the field as well. A lot less calamity, at least through turns 1 and 2. Side by side further back, Stewart and Nardone. Postseason hopefuls going out of here for the 5th position. As now it's Stewart and Morrow side by side for 6th.
Morrow gets a little loose off the corner.
Zachary Groover, who's coming down pit road. He's had a couple of issues this race. Go back to Greg Mall and Nathan Carroll. As Mall was drawn to bead there for a moment, but maybe going to ride now behind the 63. Zachary Groover down on the apron, making his way off of pit road.
One name we haven't mentioned in what feels like several races is Ryan Nardone now into the top 5.
Yeah, Nardone had a great start to the season. At one point was the points leader. Had just a miserable, I guess what you could call a summer stretch in the middle portion of the season, and slowly has been clawing back the results. A lot of top 10s and right around that top 10 bubble, top 12s for that 98 truck. The top 5 would definitely be back in line with what we were seeing from that 98 truck earlier this season. I'm sure he would love to have a little bit of momentum into the postseason.
Greg Mall right on the bumper of Nathan Carroll. Now going to get up into the wall a little bit.
Scott Patton, a little bit checked out from Dakota Floyd. About half a second. Floyd, Carroll, and Mall all within half a second of one another. Yeah, those spikes in the RPMs are not actually what's happening on this truck. And everything other than the in-car cockpit noise is just not good right now. I'm not even sure why. But it's been like that for the last couple of weeks. But It's not actually affecting the performance of this truck. It's just affecting the performance of the broadcast.
Kyle Stewart, look to the inside of Ryan Nardone very briefly. Unable to make it stick, however.
And they are pretty much nose to tail from Floyd back to Stewart, 2nd to 6th. Things have tightened up. They are spreading out between Floyd and Patton. Scott Patton looking awfully comfortable with an 0.8 of a second lead up front. Let's see if Floyd is just backing up to save a little bit of tire. Oh, we got an issue. Tyler Hessling is around, and that will bring out our 4th caution. He's parked in the middle of the track. I think Trent Drum just had to make an evasive maneuver, made a little bit of contact with that inside wall. Hopefully that truck is not too badly damaged. As Hessling's first rodeo in a couple of weeks, looks like it might be ending early. Let's see what happens to the 43. Riding behind Will Kirk. Kirk wiggles up the track and into the wall. And it gets Hessling and Smith jammed up. And that is an expired motor for sure on that 43 truck. Let's take a look at that one more time as Kirk is going to get loose. That's Kirk running, I think, in the 15th position at the time of the incident here. Back end of the truck is sliding out just a little bit. I think he's going to overcorrect it into the wall. And that wall is just going to grab him and slow him right down. Nowhere for Hessling to go. Nowhere for Heath Smith to go. Bang. That is a hard shot. And Trent Drum, again, I don't know if that's another one of the audio performance issues or not, but Drum was at about 9,000 RPM when he started making that maneuver. Maybe caught a downshift a little bit early there, but good avoidance nonetheless to not compound the issue. So it looks like a handful of drivers down pit road under this caution. Alex Allen, Will Kirk, Gary Offit, but more importantly, Kyle Stewart, Greg Mall, Rob Haynes, Dakota Floyd, Jared Wishon, Joshua Fracker, Billy Bumgarner, Justin Michael. And Nathan Carroll as well. I don't know if I said Nathan's name or not. But that's a whole host of drivers. Ryan Nardone is now up to 2nd, and Patton is... In terms of the threats to win this race, Patton's kind of on his own island right now. Lehman is off strategy because of his earlier incident, and everybody else just up and left the 46. In terms of the fuel number, though, here, everybody pitting on lap 63. Where does it put those drivers in relativity to getting to the end of this race on fuel?
I think they should be able to make it.
But do you want to stretch the tires that long? That's the real question, I think. Richmond.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Richmond is not very kind to the Dr. Feelgoods on the trucks here. We'll see what Ryan Nardone has got for Patton, the race leader. As Patton fires, we're back underway. Nardone immediately under fire now from Gino Morrow. Tyler Granat and Jack Watts now the top 5.
Couple wiggles from the fresh tires.
Dakota Floyd leading that bunch. He's in the 8th position. Not a tremendous amount of laps on the tires. 15 to 20 laps or so for the drivers in front of Floyd here. Doesn't mean he's not going to try and pick these guys off as quickly as he can. Brandon Gruber going to ship it to the inside of Jack Watts. Nearly takes him to the cleaners. They are 3 wide, 2 deep. Floyd gets Smith, and the caution is out. Logan Murray has gone around. And Parker Donaldson is involved as well. Oh, and
they're still stacking up.
Continue to glob up there down on the bottom of the track. I think poor Zachary Groover was involved in this one as well. Boy, it has not been a good night for the old 27 truck. Let's see how this one gets started. Donaldson running. Oh, and he gets tagged by Alex Howland. Howland going to pay a steep price for that as well. Donaldson trying to save it. And again, then just trying to get out of the way, and Murray trying to shoot that gap, and that gap closes pretty quickly. Let's see if there is actually contact between Donaldson and Howland here. Couldn't quite tell from the angle we were looking at. I mean, it's clear Howland is way deeper in the braking zone. That's one of those cases where I think that technically was netcode, but they were going to hit anyway. Howland was carrying way more speed than Donaldson was there for sure. The way that that quarter panel crinkled was not at all how hard Howland had hit him. But they were definitely going to be making that contact anyway, so it just sort of set the chain in motion. Well, that was an opportunity for Scott Patton to get tires back on the truck, and he has not come down. Jack Watts, Heath Smith, Brandon Groover, Mike Milfelt, Billy Bumgarner, Kerry Cleaver, Brad Slagle, Trent Drum, and of course Alex Howland, Parker Donaldson, and Logan Murray all on pit road with damage as well. Well, you know, Rob Martin sponsored the race here tonight. He says he's got a good view. Let's give him a little TV time. What do you say? If I could find him. There we go. Oh, woo. And yeah, that's another issue with the audio, because it said that he was doing 11,000 RPMs, and that's just, that motor's going to explode. It's not possible. So, not sure what to do about that. Not that that's really in our control, but it's weird. Probably one of those things that if I didn't bring it up, nobody else would probably notice. But also, I'm going to bring it up because I do every one of these broadcasts, and it's really annoying.
It's not only that it's really high RPMs, but it gets a lot louder.
Yeah, it definitely does. It's very... I mean, just like it would be if, you know, there's clips of Ryan Newman going around full laps around Pocono in third gear back in the Gen 4 car, and that thing is singing at 11,000 RPMs or something like that. It's loud, and it is it's whiny for sure. They don't make them like that anymore. It might be for the best. All right, let's see what Scott Patton's got now with a little less buffer back to the fresh tire drivers. Patton back underway. Gino Morrow in second. Granat and Nardone on row 2. They're the last of the old tire holdouts before you get back to Mullen Floyd. Justin Michael.
Issues again.
Yeah. He's definitely jamming this field up, and he jammed Nathan Carroll up there as well. Carroll back to 12th. Michael took him around the outside 3 wide. As here goes Gino Morrow for the lead on Scott Patton. Morrow's taking the fight to Patton, and Floyd is taking it to Granat here for third.
Morrow not quite going to have it. Floyd does have third again.
Problem for Gary Offit. I think he's off the track and will stay green. We'll take a look at that here in a minute if we can. But Gino Morrow is trying to hang on to the lead here. Just a nose ahead of Scott Patton, who's trapped on the outside. But now, here's Dakota Floyd and Greg Mall on fresh tires. Floyd at least going to look low.
Floyd gonna look to make it 3 wide, running down into turn 2.
Morrow was clear for a moment. Floyd gonna, just for the blink of an eye there, be 3 wide for the race lead. Mall to the outside of the 57 now. Traffic jam up front. Whoa, Floyd! Just nuzzles it there into the inside wall, and the caution is out. And Floyd will jump from 3rd back to 23rd, but no damage for the 57. There's Parker Donaldson in the chat. It was a good run. Yes, indeed. I'm sure we're not done with that 74 truck being towards the front of this field in the next 5 races. Looking forward to more. Let's see how this one gets started. See if Floyd just gets loose, if he gets the apron, or if he's going to get some help here. I think that thing just stepped out underpowered. It's a weird aero spot to be in there, with a slower car in front of you taking all the air off your nose. But then Greg Ball, you're equal essentially on the new tires, taking all the air off your side as well. I mean, there's not a whole lot of downforce going on this 57 car on the power out of 2. You don't really think of air all that much at the short track, but, you know, you kind of need it.
More important than it seems.
So now Scott Patton will come down. So will Gino Morrow, but Patton beats Morrow off of pit road. But that will put Patton back to 19th, Morrow back to 20th. Tyler Granat comes in as well as Ryan Nardone, Jared Wishon, and Alex Howland. And the new race leader is Greg Mall. I said we'd take a closer look at this paint scheme, and we really haven't yet. I believe we've seen it before, but still looks good. So we'll double up here. Well across the halfway mark of the final race of the regular season. Not a whole lot of dominoes left to fall. But there's still a race win up for grabs, and a lot of these drivers want it. Greg Mall, I mean, he's been running silently very good the last few weeks. He's got a little momentum headed into the final 5. One of his playground tracks is in that final 5. As we're back underway, Kyle Stewart caught napping there. And it's going to open the door for Justin Michael to get back up into the mix. Michael the second. Here's Rob Haynes to the inside of Kyle Stewart. James Lehman maybe has those shifter issues fixed. And Lehman will scoot up into 4th.
Oh, Carroll a little loose. Has to track it down the backstretch.
Carroll with Joshua Fracker to his outside. Mike Milfelt with an issue, and that will trigger our 7th caution of the night as he comes to a stop there in turn number 4. It's just about the first time we've said Mike Milfelt's name here this evening. Already in motion. Let's back it up as he's trying to slip around the outside of, I think, Rob Martin, if I'm not mistaken. And those two just going to kind of zig and zag into one another. Littlefield trying to cut down the track as Martin is trying to make a more natural exit up the track. I'm showing a crash under caution as well for Millfelt, but I'm going to assume he's just coming to a stop at the end of the line here. We will take a look at it, though, just in case. And, yep, just going to stop. That's fine. Well, this has been nothing if not interesting, because of all the just the drivers on and off sequence and resequencing themselves, and not as many takers down pit road this time. Mainly just Zachary Groover and Trent Drum, Alex Howland, Mike Millfelt. But you never know how that's going to play into the end of this race. I mean, Justin Michael is Jimmy Johnson in the sense that as soon as you try to even consider stacking the deck against him, I mean, he's going to get back into it. That truck has to be in the garage, or if you're at Daytona, that thing needs to be parked at the bottom of Lake Lloyd for him to not have a shot. And again, a speeding penalty, all self-inflicted, but I mean, he's recovered very well, and he's once again in a position to win this race.
Another driver I don't think that I would count out on off-cycle pit stops is Jared Wishon. We've seen him be off-cycle many times and end up there in the podium positions.
It really speaks to the season Jared Wishon has had, that he wasn't even with the league for the first, I think, 3 races of the season. Joined round 4 at Talladega, almost won, crashed, and then since then, I don't know if he's finished outside of the top 10. I mean, he's had a remarkable season. Even though he missed the first 3 races of the season, he was locked in on points 2 weeks ago. Just been very ultra good. So we'll see what Wishon can do. He's down in 19th. Scott Patton, the first driver on the freshest tires on the outside of row number 8. But he's yards behind Mall and Michael, Stewart and Lehman, your top 4. Haynes and Will Kirk now the top 6 as we're back underway. Mall with a great jump. Stewart is going to get Michael for 3rd as Lehman is up into the wall, and there goes Kirk.
Oh, no! Floyd involved. Wishon.
Oh,
Still piling in.
Gary Cleaver is in there. Brad Slagle, Mike Millfelt, Alex Howland, and that is the end of the night for Will Kirk. I think that all sort of happens with James Lehman brushing the wall. Youch, that was big. Let's take a look at it here. I mean, Lehman up into the wall. I'm assuming he's either going to have shifter issues or he's going to spin the tires, one of the two. Michael doesn't get a great getaway. Oh, that's Lehman not finding the gear. I mean, he is incredibly... Look at the relative speed to everybody around him. Lehman is continuing to have those issues on the top side. Watch how quickly everybody takes off from him all at once, right there. He tries his best to get out of the way. Fracker into Kirk, who has to check up. And that is big-time problems. I'll back it up one more time here and get more of the actual aftermath of it. As my iRacing is frozen for some reason. Don't know why that is. There we go. No, all of a sudden, it's not being very cooperative. So Kirk into the inside wall hard. Gino Morrow going to take a big shot as well. Floyd, Cleaver, Slagle, Howland. Scott Patton gets through this. I don't really know how. But let's take it one more time from the onboard of Scott Patton, who just picked up a huge chunk of positions. Oh, man. Oh, he does take a little bit of contact there from the sounds of it. From Rob Martin. And again, he was up to 9,700 RPMs. That is not what is happening. That's just, can't say that enough. Don't know what's going on with that. Hopefully it gets patched pretty quickly because it's pretty annoying. But what's not annoying for Patton is that he goes from 16th to 11th in the span of one straightaway.
As long as he doesn't have any damage, that will be one I would be very happy for. One
more contender that will definitely not be in it for the win, Dakota Floyd, is now 2 laps down on pit road, I would imagine, with substantial motor damage to fix. Wilkirk is out of the race. Gino Morrow is back on track, however. And on the lead lap as well. From the looks of it, 24 drivers on the lead lap. Working our 8th caution of the night. Closing in on the final 30 laps of the race. See if we can log some green ones here. Mall and Stewart. Again, this outside line is just not firing. And Michael is looking to take this second position back. Stewart, though, good fight here into 1 around the outside. Michael's clear. Stewart immediately answers with a crossover. Dives it to the inside of the 87. Whoa, Michael loose. Nearly into the door. Right on the numbers of Stewart.
Stewart over the apron just slightly, and that's going to cost him big on exit.
Yes, it is. Michael is clear. Rob Haynes in 4th. Nathan Carroll trying to clear Brandon Groover for 5th, and Carroll is clear. Nathan Carroll's not out of this yet. He hasn't really got a chance to show off his true long-run pace. It was starting to show there at the end of the stage, and we haven't really had a long green flag run since. It's been sort of off sequence. Trouble. Caution is out once again. Not 100% sure for who. So I'm not showing any crashes.
I think may have been Rob Martin off of turn 2.
Okay. Let's see what we got. Martin on the bottom of the track. And, yep, it's just going to get out from underneath of him. It's pretty textbook at this point. Couple of takers down pit road. Mike Milfelt, Billy Bumgardner, Howland, Lehman, Groover, Slagle, Morrow, Murray, Drummond, Cleaver. Most of them have damage. I should say Zachary Groover. Brandon Groover still running in the 6th position. Let's get a reminder of the final 5 races that we've got coming up here in Max V. Of course, these are the final 5 races on Turn 200 for the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series. Sounds like they may have found a broadcast partner for the trucks headed into 2026. Excited to hear that. But the final 5 races will be Las Vegas next week, Auto Club the week after, Martinsville on November 20th, an off week for Thanksgiving, of course, will lead us into Daytona. And then December 11th, Homestead Miami Speedway. The final Max V race on Turn 200. We will crown a champion where all champions in NASCAR should be crowned. Homestead Miami Speedway. I will say, Greg Mall has won at 2 of the 5 final tracks. No reason he couldn't do it again. Don't ask how many Justin Michael has won at, though. It's not 5. It's close, but it's not 5. Triple digits on the board this time. 35 laps to go when we get back to the stripe, and the Twisted Designs 134. Greg Mall, Justin Michael, Kyle Stewart, and Rob Haynes, your front four. Nathan Carroll rounds out the top 5. And again, outside line not firing very well. Stewart going to try and take advantage here. Is Michael going to look at that?
Patton.
3 wide for
3
Patton.
wide.
Trying to get clear. He's got the tire advantage. Doesn't quite have the positioning yet. Michael trying to fend off Stewart. And trouble again.
Justin
Michael. What happened to Michael? Battling there with Kyle Stewart. Took our eyes off it for just a moment. Oh, and Stewart just going to drift up the track and get that right front on the left rear and send Michael around. But I think that's the extent of it for Michael. Great save. I mean, if you can call it that, he doesn't hit anybody or anything other than Kyle Stewart. And blends back in line in 12th. I mean, we just watched Justin Michael battle back from deeper than this. My concern now would be the tires under that 87. And also the temperature inside the helmet.
Kyle Stewart down pit road from the top 5.
Yeah, so Stewart will bring it in. Michael is coming in. Heath Smith also from the top 10 will make it down pit road. Jack Watts, James Lehman, Brad Sligel, Trent Drum, Zachary Groover all in as well. So that takes out second and third, essentially, with Stewart coming in for fresh tires.
Their top 3 all on 40-lap-old tires. Scott Patton only 24 laps old.
And 16 laps doesn't sound like a whole much. A whole much? A whole bunch.
How much?
Yeah. I don't know. They're all words in English. You can arrange them however you want. But, I mean, that doesn't sound like a whole bunch. But, I mean, Patton was already the fastest driver on track before this, and now he's got fresher tires than the drivers in front of him. A look at the week ahead on Turn 200 next Tuesday night. Venom Truck Series will be at Kansas, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time for that one. Wednesday night, the Daredevil Series is at Bristol. Oh, God. We'll see you there at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Dover wasn't quite as much of a show as I thought it was going to be. Fantastic finish as always in the Daredevil Series. Yeah, caution-free, pretty clean, very surprising. Thursday night, like we said, the chase starts for the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series at Las Vegas. We'll see you back here next Thursday night at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time. But who will be carrying the checkered flag from Richmond to Las Vegas? I'd say the betting odds favorite out of the top 4 right now is Scott Patton. I'd say those odds are not super weighted, though, because this race has been very unpredictable. Greg Mullen, now Rob Haynes on the front row for the first time. 10th caution of the night. Nathan Carroll, Scott Patton on row 2, Brandon Groover, and Joshua Fracker on the third row. We're back to green.
Oh, boy. Fracker almost gets turned there.
Patton trying to take over third from Nathan Carroll is no challenge for Rob Haynes to Greg Mall.
3
Patton
wide
is
on
third.
the backstretch.
Oh, man. Jared
Groover
Wishon.
going backwards.
Jared Wishon caught some of the apron there and was able to hang on to it as Groover is indeed going backwards. Wishon is moving forwards. Here's Patton sizing up a move on Rob Haynes, and he's going to send it.
Oh, Haynes a little loose off the corner. Patton going to track it down a little bit.
Yeah, Patton hanging it out just a bit. A little bit of splitter damage on that 46, but he is clear by an inch. And up to second. Oh, Mike Milfelt thought he was headed for the inside wall. Hangs onto it. Good wheeling. Ryan Nardone and Tyler Granat get a little crossed up there with Joshua Fracker in the middle. These trucks are not handling. It's very apparent. And these drivers at this point, 10 cautions into the night, they are driving impatiently. It's not a great combo.
Greg Mall with a not so comfortable lead. Only about half a second back to Patton on much pressure tires. And that gap is steady closing. Wishon now looking to the inside of Rob Haynes.
Justin Michaels already rallied back to 7th as Wishon is trying to take Haynes' spot, and he's got it as Rob was dirt tracking it up there by the wall. Michael clear on Granat for 6th. Kyle Stewart also on fresh tires. Just fed a right rear to Brandon Groover. 23 to make it 22 laps to go at the line. Justin Michaels still not out of this in P6 with the fresh rubber.
Yeah, Justin Michael on 40-lap newer tires than Nathan Carroll, who's going to dive underneath of right now.
Oh, Carroll trying to keep him pinched down there, but nearly makes contact with the 87. As Michael is pushing hard, and he is making ground hand over fist. Oh, Haynes saves it. Michael clear. Michael the 4th. I mean, it's going to be over here shortly. If Michael can keep this pace, or even 80% of this pace, it's in the bag. He is flying.
Michael looking to catch these podium positions. That being said, the top 3 are also all gaining on each other and closing in. Top 4 now, all within a second.
They're all being nice to Justin and all going to gather themselves up in one spot so he can get them all in one go. Nathan Carroll looking to get underneath of Rob Haynes to try and get back into the top 5.
Ooh. A little bit of wall for Haynes.
Might
Looks
open
like Carroll might solidify that spot.
Yep, Carroll will get clear. Granat now will go to work on the 199. As Wishon has got a mirror full of Michael.
Wishon gonna look underneath Patton ever so slightly.
They're all racing each other.
Michael.
Oh, Michael absolutely sails it. As tidy as he can be there on the bottom. Michael not messing around. No prisoners with 15 to go. Greg Mall now just 0.8 of a second up the road. Patton less than a track length ahead of Justin Michael.
Michael with a run. He's going to make a dive.
We've seen these two run side by side for laps upon laps, but there's no challenge this time as Patton has no choice but to let Michael through. And Greg Mall needed Scott Patton to put up more of a fight than that. 13 laps to go. 0.6 of a second between Mall and Michael. Oh, Patton into the wall once, twice down the backstretch.
Wishon gonna look to his inside into turn 3. Wishon still side by side. Patton with a huge run off of 2. Gonna shut the door.
Justin Michael now within 2 truck lengths as they had to get through a couple of lap trucks. Mall doing all he can, hoping that Michael burnt his stuff up early, having to slice and dice through the field.
Mall surely being patient. 63 laps on these tires. Patton and Wishon battling has brought Nathan Carroll into the mix as well. Wishon back to the inside of Patton off of 4. Patton gonna have the momentum at the strike. Caution is out.
Oh dear. Kyle Stewart. Around down the backstretch. Oh boy. Now what do you do? I was just about to say, I'm not sure who wants the caution at this point or not. Who doesn't? Well, they don't get a choice anymore. We'll see what the situation is here on pit road before we take it to a replay. Yeah, Molly's in, Patton, Wishon. Now it's a question of Justin Michael. Who else is going to stay out? Heath Smith is going to stay out. James Lehman will stay out. Is that enough of a buffer now? Watts, Milfelt, Murray, Bumgardner are going to stay out. That is a huge buffer now for Justin Michael. Back to these fresh tire drivers. That's going to be the top 8. Make it the top 7 that are still out on the track. We'll see who wins the race off of pit road before we send it to a replay here. It's going to go to Jared Wishon. Potentially some 2-tire stops as Wishon, Granat, and Nardone all beat Mall and Patton off of pit road. That will put Mall back in 11th, Patton back in 12th, and Wishon in the 8th position. Let's take a look at who brings out the caution here. This is Kyle Stewart and Tyler Granat. Side by side. Remember, Stewart pit with Justin Michael. So he was on fresher tires. Oh, and got crossed up there big time with Granat. Ouch. Granat was trying to move down the track. Stewart was moving up the track and got himself hooked right on that right rear. Exactly where you don't want to get crossed up. 11 cautions. I think we're coming to a green, white checkered, a natural one. But we do have 3 attempts at overtime should we need it. And something tells me, just a hunch, we might need them. At least one.
I think that's probably not too far off.
I can tell you this much, Justin Michael, looking good for the win. There are a whole bunch of drivers up here that want to win a race. Heath Smith, oh my God, what a miserable season he's had. What a night it would be for him to put himself back on the top step for the second time in Max V. James Lehman has had a really interesting night in his Richmond title defense. Would love to take home the P3. How about Jack Watts? He's going to the postseason. What a night it would be for him if he could pick up his first Max V victory. He starts on the outside of run number 2. Justin Michael elects the outside. First time we've seen a driver do that tonight. And Michael with a great getaway with 3 to go.
Oh, 3 wide almost instantly. Patton through the middle. Nardone getting run over. We're 4 wide further back.
Baby. That
Stacking
doesn't
up.
work.
Around goes Carroll.
Nathan Carroll around, and we are going to overtime. 4 wide doesn't work, and that's why. Rob Haynes, the other driver, directly involved, but I mean, they were all right there. Okay, so 4 wide, there's Billy Bumgardner, and he is getting jacked up, trying to roll out of the 4 wide. But Carroll pounding away at the back bumper, and it stacks up Rob Haynes behind him, and they go around. So, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to damage the 63 truck too much, but, you know, we've got 2 laps. We've got a mile and a half of green flag racing left to go, and Carroll is going to be back in the 20th position now. I mean, that's hard to pull a rabbit out of the hat on that one. Let's ride on board with the 63. And the comically high RPMs notwithstanding. There's Bumgardner trying desperately to get out of 4 wide. Carroll checks up. Haynes checks up as much as he can. And that will send the 63 and the 199 spinning. So now the developments at the front of this field. James Lehman was clear for second. So now it'll be Lehman v. Michael at the front of the field. Smith back to third, Watts in fourth, and Jared Wishon on 2 fresh tires. Now will ride in fifth. Doesn't seem very fair or applicable to point this out. I think Kevin Harvick on a green-white checkered on 2 fresh tires passed 3 cars for a win here one time. Not quite the same, but, you know, there's hope for Wishon still.
I mean, I think it's close enough to be applicable.
I won't point out that one of those was the Phoenix Racing 51, but, you know. There's hope. Certainly, if he could pick off a couple and get another caution, he's not out of it. Neither Patton, Milfeld, Murray. I think Smith and Watt's best hope at this point is for this to go to the white flag and for Michael and Lehman to jack each other up, which they have done this season.
I think with as much that has happened thus far in the race, I think just about anybody in the top 5 to top 7 really have a shot at it.
First of a potential 3 overtimes here in the Twisted Designs 134 at Richmond. Justin Michael with control on the outside. James Lehman on the inside. 2 to go. Michael with a good start.
Michael elected the outside for that restart. Oh, Wishon right to the bumper. Smith, Patton gonna put him 3 wide.
Wishon and Patton in desperation mode at this point as they nearly cross paths there. Michael to the white flag. It's official. Problems for Rob Haynes. We're still green.
Wishon looking to go around the outside of Heath Smith.
And
for that final.
Lehman.
Heath Smith is around into the inside wall.
Lehman giving it everything he's got. But Justin Michael is going to hang on for a 5th victory of the season.
Around goes Wishon at the line as well.
Wishon will hang on for 3rd. Patton and Granat the top 5. Oh, that's another one for Scott Patton. He'll want that one back. But, I mean, I don't... Justin Michael sped on pit road, went all the way to the back of the field, drove all the way back through, then got dumped for the lead, and then drove back through the field again. I mean, what do you do to combat that? There's nothing you can do. Michael going to burn it down for the 21st time in the MaxSpeed CNC Home Design Truck Series, 5th time this season. And I think after a regular season of some questions lingering, we'd have our championship favorite. There goes the TRD power plant. Well, I suppose let's take a look at what happened here to Heath Smith. Actually, let's first take a look at what happened to Rob Haynes. Remember, he was just involved in that accident with Nathan Carroll, and Carroll loses the nose of the truck right up into the quarter panel of Rob Haynes. Luckily, that didn't trigger the caution as the leaders had just crossed the finish line. Let's go looking now for Heath Smith. Smith to the inside of Jared Wishon. And Smith just lost it on his own, trying to push it on the old tires there. And into the inside wall. That is a 19th place finish for Heath Smith and 20th for Rob Haynes after the final lap incidents. All right, let's take a look at the full finishing rundown after 137 laps tonight in the Twisted Designs 134. 138. Okay. Yeah, close enough. Justin Michael with another win. James Lehman in 2nd. Jared Wishon again on the podium in 3rd. We'll talk to these 3 in a moment. Scott Patton in 4th. Tyler Granat in 5th. Jack Watson 6th. Ryan Nardone in 7th. Mike Milfeld Jr. in the 8th position. Greg Mall. Logan Murray, I believe a career best 10th place finish tonight. Brandon Groover in 11th. Joshua Fracker in 12th. Billy Bumgardner in 13th. 14th for Greg Parmalee and Nathan Carroll in 15th. 16th for Alex Allen. Trent Drum in 17th. It's Zachary Groover in the 18th position. Heath Smith and Rob Haynes, your top 20. Gino Morrow in 21st. 22nd for David Rigsby. 23rd for Kyle Stewart. Brad Slagle, Parker Donaldson, your top 25. Kerry Cleaver, I believe DNF's from here on out. Kerry Cleaver, 26. Rob Martin, 27th. Dakota Floyd, William Kirk. Gary Offit and Tyler Hesseling through the 31st and final position. We'll go looking now after an eventful night for some podium finishers here to drag up into booth 200, and we'll start things off as, it's been hard to get him out of the booth lately, but Jared Wishon will rally late for a 3rd place finish after coming in and taking some tires there at the end. It looked like maybe a 2-tire stop to get yourself out in front of everybody else there. Was that the call at the end?
It was. I had 4 checked in, 10 pit boxes away. I figured I might as well try it. I think I was locked in coming into tonight, and I wasn't going to win with 4, I don't think. So, yeah, we gave it a shot, and I think we had a really good shot to win it without that last caution. Just like Chicago again, we just, the cautions didn't fall our way, and and kept us away. I think I needed maybe 2 more laps, 1 more lap. Maybe could have got there, but it just didn't fall our way tonight.
I mean, it speaks a lot to your speed and also to the resolve. I mean, you've been just podiuming. I can't say that word. Podiuming the league to death this season, and I mean the win hasn't been there, but I mean you have just absolutely keep knocking it out of the park week in and week out.
Yeah, tonight was definitely not one of the races I expected to be up here. I think I got kind of lucky with the tire strategy. We ran no higher than 8th, I think, the first and entire half of the race, and all the strategy started, and we just ended up on the right end of it there, I guess. But it definitely feels like a win to come out here with a P3 because this is by far my worst track, and was not looking forward to this one.
Joshua, what you got?
Man, congrats on yet another podium. Veering away from the podium discussion and looking more towards these last 5 races. I mean, what's your ideas? What's kind of your move going into these last 5 races for the chase?
I don't really see myself being like a threat to like Justin and the 57 and a couple of those guys. So I'm just gonna, I guess, just run my own thing. I don't. I mean, I've been finishing top 3s, I guess, but I don't see myself as a championship threat to those guys. So we'll just see what happens and just try to run a race and be there and hopefully get a win before the season ends. We've been close. That's kind of all I want now. It's just to try to win one of them to close it out.
I'd say it's a solid bet. With 6 podiums on the season up to this point, you're doing a heck of a job. And, you're certainly one of my championship favorites, if it means anything. But thanks for the time up here in the booth once again, and let's get some shout-outs in before we let you go.
I just want to thank Diecast fans for being on the car again. They've been on the entire season, so we'll finish it out with them on. And thank you guys for broadcasting and everybody that puts the league on.
All righty, partner. Thanks for the time. We'll hopefully talk to you again next week in Las Vegas.
Thank you.
Well, your top 2 finishers sure had interesting nights. Let's talk to your runner-up. It's James Lehman up here in booth 200. There was certainly a couple points this evening where I did not think that there was a snowball's chance in hell that we were going to talk to you at the end of the night, but you'll pull out the P2. It's your statistical best track in the league. I mean, was it a little Richmond magic that gets you back into the fight here tonight, or just a whole bunch of cowboy up? Uh-oh. Have we lost James Lehman? Is there a Lehman in the room with us? Can you feel his presence in this corner? This corner? We're going to go with the 5-second rule, and we might have to move him out and pull in Justin Michael. All right, Lehman is out. Let's try one more time. James Lehman, you got a copy?
Oh, yes, now I do.
There we go.
That was my computer today. Let me tell you what.
Well, yeah, I would say. I mean, how did you fix the issues? Because the issues were apparent.
Oh, my God. Well, I went in there and I H pattern threw it across, the house. Paddles, just so I could finish the race. And then I lost all my audio when I did that, apparently. So then I had to pit the next 2 cautions just to fix my audio.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, I'm just, next week going to be rough because I'm going to have a drive-through penalty. So it's great way to start off the chase. Just, it's whatever. It's a great way to do it.
But, I mean, I think you've overcome more tonight than a drive-through penalty. I think that's fair to say. But, I mean, you know Richmond like the back of your hand. I mean, it has to help that if you're going to have catastrophic problems, it was at a track like this.
Yeah, this is by far, it's one of my top 5 tracks here on the sim for sure, and especially with this combo. I always love trucks in Richmond. It's one of my favorites. I have a lot of wins here and within a bunch of leagues in official races, so it's definitely good to have that. I know it like the back of my hand.
Joshua, what you got?
Man, congrats on the podium, being back up here with us in the booth. I don't even know where to start it. I mean, you had we talk about Nathan Carroll having roller coaster races. I mean, I think you got everyone beat on the whole season with this one.
Man, yeah, I don't know, I think I lost count how many times I freaking missed the shifts, and I'm just, I got lucky a couple times there until, popped out of gear, popped back into gear, and turned one, spun out in front of everybody, and then the next time it really did it bad was when it wrecked Kurt, and Kurt was just trying to avoid me. So I feel bad for Kurt, and everybody else who got caught up in that big one. That was definitely my fault because of my shitty equipment. By the way, don't ever get Moza racing products. They are crap. Don't waste your money. Get Ace-A-Tech or Thrustmaster. Don't waste your money with Moza. They're fucking pathetic. So, but other than that.
I had an executive with Moza on hold after this broadcast for a big sponsorship deal, but I guess that's out the window now.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Let's get some shout-outs in after a great recovery here tonight.
Shout out to everybody that showed up, for the final race of the regular championship, and thank you to you guys broadcasting. I know you guys probably had a hell of a time, commentating on my mistakes throughout the night. So, look forward to watching it back, and I'm looking forward to next week, start of the chase. It's going to be a good one.
Absolutely, it is. We'll look forward to you battling back from a penalty, I guess, and we'll hope to talk to you again at the end of the night.
Alrighty, take care.
Well, we go from one roller coaster race to another. We might as well put it on a T-shirt at this point. Never stack the deck against Justin Michael. Not once, but twice. Wow. I mean, what a race here tonight. Congratulations on another win.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It was ups and downs, that's for sure. I don't know how I won. I don't run that well here. Maybe top 5, but never a win.
I mean, early in the race, it looked like Patton definitely had the pace to get through on you, but I mean, you're a good enough defensive driver to fend him off. The speeding penalty was, I'm assuming that's when it was anyway. It was. It was a good rally from that to get yourself back up at the front of the field, but maybe the spin, I don't know, was maybe a blessing in disguise to go get a new fresh set of tires?
Yeah, I got dumped there in the front stretch, and that kind of pissed me off. So I debated the whole time. I was like, should I stay out? Should I get tires? Like, I got one set left, and I probably just ruined the rears on this, so screw it. So I don't know. We started like 20th, and man, I sent it in turn 1 there on that restart. I think I passed 5 or 6 people in the first turn. So I just set sail, and I burnt my stuff up. I don't think if that last yellow would have came out, I never would have caught Greg. My tires was just, you could probably fry bacon on the right front.
Yeah, that's you were certainly slicing through the field, that's for sure. Josh, what you got for the race winner?
Man, congrats on the win. Yet another 87 masterclass. I mean, we could talk championship and implications and stuff like that all we want, but I'm more curious to know. I mean, when you do end up in a situation where you're on fresh tires, but you got to come from the back. I mean, what's the mindset as you're staring down a full field of cars in front of you?
Send it on the outside because it's going to stick and theirs won't. So as long as they don't push up, and it's this track has a lot of grip up top. So if you can get on that high lane and get going, it really helps a ton. And then after probably about 5 laps, that'll go away, and then you got to pick them off one by one after that.
Well, I'll ask you about the championship then. Thanks for Joshua for teeing that up for me. You've won the Truck 200 championship here on the channel. I mean, you've won a kaboom of races. I think this is like your 32nd channel win or something like that. All but one of them in the truck. I mean, the aspirations obviously are to win the championship, but I mean, how do you feel? Yeah, I think you've got the hot hand on the floor right now for sure.
Yeah, we're going in strong, so that's going to be good. I know we're starting fresh on points, and we should have got the regular season championship. I know it really doesn't matter, but that's just for bragging rights. Because Dakota had a bad night, so we should have passed him. And I mean, we'll have to go back to driving a little safer, not being so edge of the seat driving. So we'll calm down a little bit next week. And we got some good races coming up though. Some tracks that I really like. And is it Martinsville on the schedule? I forget.
Yes,
I think it is. Yeah, so that'll be a crapshoot. I mean, so will Daytona or Talladega, whichever one it is. So we'll have to make sure we really finish well at the other 3.
Well, let's get some shout-outs once again for the 5th win of the season before we let you go celebrate.
Yeah, just same as always. You guys are calling a great race as always. So probably go back and watch that one later. And Scott for painting a great truck, and Carrie at CNC Home Designs for sponsoring the league. I think he might be doing it again next year. We'll see. So, and James for putting on the league again. We appreciate that, and we'll see you guys next time.
Absolutely, partner. We'll look forward to hopefully talk to you again at Las Vegas, but in the meantime, go celebrate this one.
Thanks, guys.
So I think Justin Michael is correct. He should be the regular season champion. I mean, literally nothing that Dakota Floyd could do. He was running up front, got to the back of the pit cycle one time, and immediately got sniped. So that's a bummer for Dakota, who led most of the way in the regular season. But regardless, like Justin said, it'll all reset after tonight. We'll have updated point standings for you. I am going to check very quickly before I turn it over to you one final time to make sure that we don't have the results posted. We do not. So we don't have an official point standing for you. I would imagine nothing above the cut line changed in terms of the drivers. The margins were all pretty secure, and the couple of drivers that had an outside shot didn't actually show up to race tonight. So, but again, we'll have the official field for you next week. Let's get some thoughts to close out the night and the regular season after 15 fun weeks and a very interesting, eventful night at Richmond.
Yeah, it definitely has been quite the season. Lots of different names popping up this season at the front. I'm still in awe that Jared Wishon can score so many podiums yet lack a race win. I would have bet a lot of money and lost a lot of money that he would have had a race win by now. So definitely looking forward to seeing what he can do in these final 5 races of the chase, as well as Nathan Carroll. He's also had a fairly decent season. Got caught out tonight there at the end, but it's gonna be a good chase for sure.
Yeah, I think that's only Carroll's 4th finish outside of the top 10 in 15 races, so he'll be fine. Wishon, I can't believe he's counting himself out of the championship fight. I disagree. So I'm not saying he's the championship favorite, but I mean he is definitely in it. He could take it to Justin Michael. He could take it to Patton, to Floyd, to Lehman, to whoever else is going to show up here. Greg Mullen's been very solid in the closing stretch here of the regular season as well. I mean, Michael might be the favorite right now, but it's all to play for the next 5 weeks of racing. And so there's a lot to look forward to for the final 5. Thanks to everybody that was hanging out with us here this evening. Thank you to Rob Martin, not only for chatting with us, but also for sponsoring the race. Check out Twisted Designs if you haven't already. Thanks to Lisa Carroll, Robin Motichek, Danielle Carroll, David Rigsby, Chris Sargent, Zach Magris, Parker Donaldson hopping in early, as well as after the race, I believe Greg Malt hopped in as well. So thanks everybody that was watching, whether you're chatting or not. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you to CNC Home Designs, as always, for sponsoring the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series. Coming up here in the next week, Tuesday night, Venom Truck Series will be live from Kansas at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Wednesday night, the Daredevil Series will be on track at Bristol. Oh, boy. We'll catch you there for that one. Thursday night, it will be the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series Chase live from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And am I crazy in thinking that we are on track next Friday night for Dirt 200? I know it's technically not before our next Thursday night broadcast, but I do want to get a plug in for that as well, as the Dirt 200 special will be live from Knoxville next Friday night. Oh boy, that is coming up very quickly, and I have a lot of work to do. And you've got some practice laps to lay down as well. So we'll be looking forward to that, though. That's going to be a blast. If you haven't already, come and join any of our respective Discords and get yourself signed up for a little bit of dirt track racing action. We'll hope to see you next Friday night. That's all we got for you here tonight. On behalf of the Max V admin team and Mr. Joshua Motichek, I'm Tommy Cook saying so long and congratulations to Justin Michael. 5th time he's a winner with the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series this season. His first time at Richmond. Have a good night, everybody. This has been a live broadcast on Turn 200. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of when we go live next. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.